guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I thought it might be fun to show off my tiny decks, my small decks, especially because there are so many people out there that say that with a lot of the decks that we have, Tarot and Oracle, some are made just too big for people's hands. So in that case, let's talk about the tiny decks. So I have a stack of my decks here. And what constituted a tiny deck for me was actually I excluded my Kipper deck, Lenormand, what else did I have? Oh, my playing cards, because we already know that those are small anyway. And if you guys want me to show off like my Lenormand deck collection, I could do that, or my playing cards deck collection, I could do that. But I wanted to keep it to cards that were maybe Tarot and Oracle that were playing card size and even smaller. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and start jumping into it. So I mean, there's not too much here, but if you want to go grab yourself a coffee or some tea, or if you're of age, maybe some vino, then go ahead and do that. The first one that I have here, which is nice and tiny, is my Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. Some of these you will recognize from videos that I've already made, like my collection videos. So you could see like a lot of the backings are different, and that's because there was like expansion packs. But yeah, these are totally like, look how cute those are. They're like super tiny. They only have like one keyword on it, one very simple picture. And for me, this is one of my favorite decks for spirit communication. So I mean, it's adorable, and it fits right in your bag or purse or fanny pack, or in your pocket. Actually, I've had this in my coat pocket before. So yeah, Mildred Payne is the first one, and that's by the Deviant Moon. So I will put that off to the side. Okay, next one. We have the Magic Deco deck, or Deco deck, and it looks like a playing card deck, but it was more meant to be an oracle. So let me just turn these around. So there's a different picture on every card, and as you can see, yes, there are, you know, the playing card associations. But it was more like meant to be an oracle, and I use playing cards as oracles anyway, so I guess this is the only sort of playing card looking one that made it into this mix. But I was really trying to keep out my playing cards and my Lenormand and stuff like that. But since I see this as an oracle, I mean, and I think I showed this off with my kitty deck collection. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. There's this guy with like his Nissan Z, and of course he's probably not running any cats on it, so it's loud as hell. It doesn't even sound good. Sometimes people just make their cars sound loud, but they don't even sound good. But anyway, this is the Magic Deco deck. Oh, let me see if, oh, here we go. The creator is on there. Stasha Burrington. All right, let's go on to the next little tiny deck. And we have this one. I believe these are the Tea Time cards, but it's by Karen Dalton Smith, Tea with Karen. You can find her on Etsy. She makes a lot of different types of cards, but these, I mean, I guess you could use them as Lenormand, but there's more cards than there are Lenormand cards. But some of the images are similar, but for the most part it's just meant to be an intuitive oracle. So it is actually a little bit smaller than playing card size. It's Lenormand card size, which is a little bit smaller, but you can see it's got some pretty cool images. There's a lot going on in here, so those of you that are more intuitive and you don't like to have keywords, such as myself, hence why I have this deck, then you know, you might totally dig this. Excuse me, frog in my throat, ribbit, ribbit. So there you go. Okay, so that is the Tea with Karen. I believe that was the tea time deck. Go ahead and move this off to the side. And this one we're going into a tarot deck. And this is the Kawaii tarot. And I just happen to keep it in this little like bluish purplish satin bag or pouch. Also very tiny, which by the way, I mean, I am a tall girl. I guess I'm 5'8", but I don't consider myself having like basketball hands. Like I can't like palm a basketball. I did play basketball, but I can't palm a basketball. Just so you have like reference for the size of my hands. So there's the back, super cute, super kawaii. I mean, like hence the name. Very simple. So not only is it a tiny deck, but it's also a very, very, very cute one. And I have reviews on most of these decks. I don't think I have reviews on all of them yet. So if you want to check out my deck review playlist, you should be able to find at least most of these. I know I did a review on this one. And this one was actually a gift from lovely girl that has a YouTube channel, and she also has a Instagram. And actually she just had a son not too long ago, and she keeps changing the name of her YouTube and her Instagram, but I think she's Harley Quinn right now. So if you want to go check her out, she's a very nice girl. Okay, let's move on. Put this back in its little pouch. All right, we have the Pookie Cat runes. So again, if you're just looking for a little something small, it's just got this little like gauze pouch. But again, also very tiny, you know, just palm of my hand. And we just have these little teeny runes. And I believe I showed this off during my my cat deck collection. So any cat decks that you see here, I probably already showed before, but that's fine because we could look at kitty decks again. And this is really fun if you want a small deck, but you also want a round deck because, you know, there aren't that many round decks out there, and maybe you want to play with some runes. You know, this is really fun. And I think I have quite a few Pookie's World, Pookie Cat rune, or not rune decks, but like Pookie Cat decks by the creator of Pookie Cat. Okay, the next deck we have here is the deck of character. And this isn't one that I bust out often, but it's a good deck. I just usually need particular types of readings that I do when I use this. Sorry, I just wanted to get all the cards out. Okay, so I have it separated because there's different categories. So you have your character categories. Let me just separate them real quick for you guys. Okay, so you have your characters. I think I did a review of this too. You have your places, and then you have your tools. So you're supposed to like pull a card from each, you know, depending on whatever reading it is that you're doing. So here's our character cards. And they could be archetypes, they could be significators in a reading. I like the naked man. Okay, so there's the characters, and then we have places. I like one of the places is a dumpster. That's awesome. You can see it's just like quirky little marker drawings, but it's fun. It is very fun. And then we have tools. Things that you could use to get wherever it is that you need to go. Sometimes you need your tongue. You never know. And some gold coins. Everybody should have some gold coins. And some guts, definitely. And there you go. So that is the deck of character. Just put these back inside the box here. Okay, get in your home. You know when you want to go in your home. Okay. All right, moving on. This is the Obsidian Oracle, and this was a deck that I backed on Kickstarter. It's just a tiny little deck, you know. And so, of course, it made the list. So here we go. Obsidian Oracle by Megan Bucheri. And we have these beautiful gilded edges, beautiful backings. And again, very simplistic images. Or maybe the images themselves aren't simplistic, but a very simple background. Hence the Obsidian Oracle. I need to bust this deck out more often because it is a beauty, let me tell you. And they are fun to shuffle. And the messages are always like, I don't know, they give you like hangman type messages. It's like, it really makes you think. But anyway, so that's the Obsidian Oracle. And then we get into this little one here that I've had for a really long time. And this is the Moon Phases Oracle. And I believe it's out of print now, but I got it way back when. It came in this little felt pouch, which I think is super adorable. The artist, let me pull this up here for you guys, is Alexi Marquez. And again, it's the Moon Phases Oracle. So I don't know if you guys want to check it out. Maybe you can find a copy somewhere if you're interested. Here are the backings. It's a little dark to see, but there's actually a little print back there. Okay, so also very tiny, but simplistic and powerful. And I definitely love all the colors. Oh, so cute. So there you go, Moon Phases Oracle. Who knows, maybe they've done another print run of this, because it always appears that there's like a lot of people who just think it's super adorable, because you know what, it is. All right, so let me just tie this real quick. Okay, and let's move on to the next one, which is, this one has a long name, My Quality Time Self-Care Activity Deck. I just call it the self-care deck, but yes, it's My Quality Time Self-Care Activity Deck. And I keep it in this a lovely little pouch because it's just a little deck. Here we go. Again, nice tiny cards. And some beautiful, beautiful watercolor images. And I believe she's coming out with another Oracle deck. It might be coming to Kickstarter, or she's doing pre-orders on it. She also does planners and things like that. So if you want to check her out, just type in, when you're doing like a Google search, if you don't know the creator's name, which off the top of my head I can't remember, just my Quality Time Self-Care Activity Deck. You know, you should be able to find her. And also very, very vibrant, beautiful colors. Okay, let's put this one away. And moving on to the Catchy Oracle. Catchy, you know, get it? I think I showed this off in my cat deck collection. There we go. And there's your backings. And here we have all these little cute kitty cats. Again, very sweet in picture, but also sweet because it's a tiny deck. Things are sometimes just more appealing to me when the size of the deck is abnormal. I don't know. Whatever. See, that's my mood right now. Hashtag big mood. And there you go. Okay. Moving right along. Woohoo! Made it through one stack. Maybe I have a lot more little decks than I think I do. Okay, this is one of my decks in a tin, and this is the Halloween Tarot. And I know they make a full-size version of this, but I didn't know that at the time. And even if I did, I still would have gotten the tinier one in the tin because hashtag tiny decks. So as you can see, nice and tiny. It's got these cool little backings. And here are the images. Just so cute. And I've mentioned before, because I think I already showed this in a deck collection video, that this does remind me of my childhood. Like Halloween, my childhood, and I always tried to extend Halloween to like all year. So I was always playing in our Halloween stuff, and I was always like grabbing costumes and wigs. Hey, much like I still do now. Wow, nothing's changed. But yeah, so when I see this, I see little kid me and possibly adult me. Okay, so let me put this back in the tin. Super adorbs. And we have another tin. Wow, we have the White Sage Tarot. And this is by, get in there, Teresa Hutch. And I do follow the White Sage Tarot on the Instagrams. Always some lovely content over there. There we go. And you can see, also very tiny, very little, but beautiful art. Very cute, simple. Could be used for chakra work as well because of all the different colors that are in it. And I'm not showing every card because, like I said, I've done reviews on most all of these decks, and this was the card that like made me want to get the deck. And this is just kind of just giving you like a brief glimpse into each of these. And hey, maybe if you're interested in them, you know, just like I said, Google the name of it. This one is Pam's Vintage Tarot, and I believe it's created on a few different sites. So there's not just one site. I found it just by Googling it, but there we go. We have Pamela. Okay. There's the backings. You can see tea stained. Really cool. I think I showed this in my, like, it was like the antique-ish deck collection that I have. Things that look old, you know. And so you can see all the cute, the names have been taken off of all of them, but I mean, it's the Rider-Waite-Smith. And if you're familiar with it, then I think you can figure out what they are. And then there was like extra cards that were tossed in. So I just added them in because I think that they can add flavor to the reading. Like this one, that one's pretty cool. There you go. Okay, so let me put these away. A nice little little plastic box, although not everybody gets this one because they get it printed in all these different places, so it kind of is different packaging depending on where you get it printed at. And then we have the tarot of Pagan cats, which I showed in my cat deck collection before, but this is, I think, my tiniest deck that I own. Oh, look how tiny this one is. Oh wait, no, Mildred Payne's still smaller, but this is like second place. But it's got cute little backs, and you can see it's there's a full-size version of this too, but you know, I prefer the wee version. Drop the moon, not the moon, no, Two of Cups. I dropped the Two of Cups. There you go. It's an awesome little deck, and I think a lot of people just have the full-size version. I actually got this in a trade. The box is pretty beat up, but at least the cards aren't. So, and I use it a lot, especially for my Rainbow Bridge readings. Okay, so we're moving on down that final stack of cards. If you need to go do a refill on that wine, or put another beer in the cozy, or refill your tea or coffee, go ahead and go do that. Okay, so we have the Seeds of Shakti, and this is by, you can see here, Sharon Basanti. Okay, I'll put that back down. I know I've done a review of this one, so if you're interested, just go check out that review. And the card backs are either going to be white or black. And the creator had a purpose for doing that. So it's interesting to see on her website why she would do that. Like, she does a whole explanation, which is pretty neat. Okay, so you can see again, little cards, very, very vibrant, great little like keywords and just bits and bobs of information. I really love the artwork. And I don't know why I don't read with this more. Maybe because I have a lot of decks and I try to show all of them love. And there you go. Okay. Put this back in the little box. And moving on to another little oracle deck, which I don't use very often. It's just because I have a lot of decks. It's not because I don't like it. And this one is the Inner Compass Oracle. And I'll bring it up so you can see the creator is Heather Hops. So Inner Compass Oracle. There we go. Okay, so I just put that back in there. And here are the backings. And I believe this is one that I got off of Etsy. And I love the collage, the colors, the keyword. Really fun to read with. I would often pair this with tarot cards and sometimes other oracle cards. And I feel just it brings out even more when you do that. Yay! Okay, let me fix my knee because my knee is killing me. I need to show this one on my Instagram more, but this is the Tough Shit Tarot. And here's your creator here, Nami Thompson. And it doesn't have images, but it does have some pretty punchy keywords. I'm just going to take a few out here. Okay, so it has these really dark purple backings. I don't know if you can see. And then it has like a keyword here and something really sassy and like a smart ass to say. And that's totally my my cup of tea. It's like before, well, this is before the Rebel deck came out. So it's got that Rebel deck feel to it, or maybe vice versa. Rebel deck has the feel of the Tough Shit Tarot. And although this is not a tarot deck, they said that Tough Shit Oracle just didn't have the same ring, which is why they called it tarot. There you go. Okay. And then we have Pookie. And I showed this off in my cat deck collection. Again, very tiny deck. And these are the cat row cards. Let me just take those out. Those are all the extra cards. Super sweet, super cute. This is a deck that I got in a trade a while back, a few years ago, maybe more. Super cute. I know I've done a review of this, so if you want me to, go through slower and do a little bit more talky about it, I do that in my review videos. So definitely go check those out. Go check out that playlist. And I don't own every deck that's on that playlist anymore, because I tend to gift a lot to like my good friends, and I've traded some, I've sold some, but I don't really like selling my decks anymore. I just like either trading them or gifting them. It's kind of like my thing. Okay, so this is the Rebel deck game, because the Rebel deck Couples Edition and the OG version, they're too big for this particular collection. However, the game version is much smaller. Okay, and you'll notice with this one, there are two sets of cards. You have your answer cards and you have your scenario cards. So for example, if you have a scenario, stress is affecting me, blank will help me calm down. Forgiving, so stress is affecting me, forgiving will help me calm down. So it's the answer to whatever's in here. Of course, they always say that like maybe you could use tarot cards and mix and match. You don't have to use like both the question and the answer. You can use like tarot for the question and then use this as the answer, or vice versa. But you can see it's just got like little, it's got the Rebel deck to it, so it's going to be a little sweary. So if that's not your style, probably not the deck for you, but swearing makes me laugh. So because I have a sophomoric sense of humor. Oops. These are very laminated, so they're very slippery. Okay, so let me put these away. And we are down to the last 4 people. Last 4 decks. You know what? I was like, oh, I don't have that many little decks. 30 minutes into the video later. Interesting, Tara. Interesting. Okay, then we move on to the White Fox Oracle. And this is one that I backed on Kickstarter. And there's your creator back there. She is located in France. Okay. Let's pull out some of these cards here. They have a cool like teal edging to them, and those are the backs. The colors are very 70s to me. And the images themselves are very kawaii, and I know that I've done a review of this, so if you want to go check that out, please go and do so. But you know, very simple, very little, very cute. And our third to last one, which I have shown in my cat deck collection. This one is in, well, I mean the like directions and everything are in Russian, but I believe this is like the like family cats cards is how it was put on Etsy. So I don't know if you want to take a look there. Maybe where to find them. There you go. Okay, so let me try to put my leg down. Oh my gosh, my legs are dying. Blood flow. I need blood flow. Okay, so those are the backs. You can see there's no keywords. You're just meant to either use them as like psychology, or you can use them as oracle cards. And it's got a lot of, it has the gamut of human emotions in here, but just happens to be using cats. Also, I love the colors, by the way. A lot of scenarios, both good and triggering within that deck. And then by the same creator, I got this deck, which was the Cat Emotions cards. And again, it was supposed to be used as either an oracle deck or if you wanted to do a little bit of psychology work on yourself. Okay, so there's your backs. Again, no keywords, just lovely images of cats. But they're showing a gamut of emotions. So maybe if you're having trouble expressing emotions or wanting to work on a particular emotion that you've been experiencing a lot of, this is a great deck for that. The instructions are in Russian, but you know, you could always try Google Translate if you needed to. I do think that she ended up sending me a PDF version of the, like she says, like way to play with them in English. Okay, and then we have one final deck, y'all. We're down to the last one. We've made it. Woo! This is When My Soul Whispered Oracle deck, and this is by my friend Melissa Salvaggio. And I love her last name. Actually, her last name is very close to my good friend's last name. He's Salvaggio. She is Salvaggio. But anyway, here are the cards. This is an indie deck. Check out that like matte gold finish there. I have done a review of this deck as well if you are interested. But really good, like chakra colors, very simplistic. The keywords are a little bit different than what would normally come up when you look at these images, which I think is great because I'm always looking to expand my vocabulary. So this is a deck I still use a lot for myself. So I'm very grateful that my friend had gifted it to me. But there you go. Okay. Alright, you guys, so that was my tiny deck collection. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I just like to show off things that I have because maybe you already have them and you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't busted that out in forever. Or maybe it was one that you'd seen somewhere, but you didn't know what the name of it was, or, you know, maybe you were looking for a particular deck like that, or maybe you've been looking for tiny decks. You know, so I'm just kind of putting that information out there. Or maybe you just came for the eye candy, in which case I hope you are satiated. So anyway, that's it for me, spiritual homies. Let me know if you have ideas of other deck collections you'd like me to do. I have done my dark deck collection. I've done my fairy decks. I've done my goddess decks. I've done kawaii decks, like cute decks. My cat decks. And I think there's one or two other ones. But again, if you have ideas, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to make those videos for you. And yeah, if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding, ding, ding notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different readings over there. I have scrying, I have Lenormand, I have tarot, I have one-card readings, I have hour-long readings, I have conchomancy readings, which is readings with seashells, which I've been doing for a very, very long time. And I have my room and body sprays, I have my salves, I have my travel witch altar pendants, my ancestral altar pendants, rainbow bridge pendants for your furry, feathery, scaly loved ones. Oh, and I also have my Wally's World Oracle, which was community created and community funded. So if you want to go check that out, that's my little Wally Walito there. And if you want to throw a little of my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot for as little as $1. It helps out the channel immensely, but also you get a lot of freebies in the process. Okay, so that's it for me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.